supply of goods or particular supply of services or particular supply of goods or services, both. And and it is a destination based tax structure. Destination based tax structure. Destination based tax, don't take out tax structure. It is the destination based. Okay, on this background we will start the subject. Okay. First few pages or first few chapters is what they call it as introduction and everything. Please go through those things. Okay, because there is nothing to tell anything. You guys have to mug up the introduction chapter. You may get one or two questions from this chapter. What is that? From this introduction. Okay. Second one, which I wanted to tell. When it came into force, GST came into force from when?
2017.
Date?
2006.
8th July.
1st July 2017. 1st July 2017, why no? 1st July is the CA day. Chartered Accountants Day. That day they brought GST into force in India. They implemented the GST. Okay. All these things, please remember. Okay. Whenever I will ask, what is GST? You guys need to tell me GST is on supply of goods or services or both. Okay. Is on supply of goods or services or both. If I ask you what is dual model, you guys need to tell the dual model means the for particular supply of goods or services or both state government and central government will levy the tax. Okay, that is called as dual model. Okay, understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will start the chapter. Give me 1 minute. One of my colleague is calling. Let me ask. destination based tax. Okay, the another one is origin based tax. Origin based tax means from which state the supply has started. That is origin based. It is not no more origin based tax now. It is only the destination based tax. Okay, this is the main thing in GST, destination based tax. We will see question papers also. I will show you. We will solve few questions from question papers, past examination papers. Then we go to the next topics. When here and there we will be referring the papers as well. Okay. Next, GST model. I told no, GST is the dual model. Dual model means what? GST will be imposed concurrently, means both by center and state. Central government will also levy, state government will also levy. On which supply? On intrastate supply. Okay. When there is no intrastate means within the same state. That is called as intrastate. Okay. If there is supply between one state to another state, the IGST will be levied, which is collected by the central government as IGST will be distributed to the concerned state. Okay. It will be distributed to concerned state. That is an agreement between the state and central government. Whatever the IGST collected by the central government, some portion of that tax will be paid to that state government also. Okay, that is called as dual model. Both center and state will levy tax. Okay, all these things I will not tell anything now. It will come sooner or later. You will come to know what are all these things. Okay, until then, please hold on. Next. If I go to this one, you will get confused. First, let me see. Let me start. First, we need to understand the GST is on what?
Goods and services.
Goods and services. The supply of goods or services. Then we need to understand what is the meaning of goods, what is the meaning of services. Okay, these two are the important definitions. There are few definitions you have to understand. You have to learn it properly. Of these two are most important definitions. Okay, goods means what? Okay, goods means, you guys can see, or shall I increase the font size? Can you guys able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, section 2 subsection 52 of CGST Act. Before that, I will, one second, I will tell you few things. See, there is CGST Act, IGST Act. We are going to study only these two acts in your syllabus. Okay, whenever I say CGST, which will be equal to SGST and UTGST. What is that? When we study CGST, the same wordings, same line, same letter will be substituted in SG, will be included in SGST and UTGST. Wherever there is a center, it will be replaced by state and union territory. That's it. Except those things, everything is copy paste. Okay, since it is Central Act.
ସେ ଆଡ୍
Central Act
କରିଦେଲେ
means
ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ ହବ।
the central
ଆଇଟିସି
government has the
ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ
power to levy GST.
ଗ୍ରାଜୁଏସନ ପରେ
We
ଯାଇକି
are
ଆମେ
going to study
ମୁଁ ତ ତମେ
only
କହୁଛ ଆସିବ
CGST
ସାଙ୍ଗେ
and
ସକାଳ ଖାଇକି
IGST
ଯାଇକି
only.
ଖାଇଦେବି ଖାଇକି ଆସିବ।
We
ବୁଫେ
will
ଲାଗୁଛି
never
ନା
going to study SGST and
ଆଇଟିସି
UTGST
ବୁଫେ
anywhere,
ଲାଗୁଛି ତମେ ଯାଅ ଅନଲିମିଟେଡ
anywhere.
ବୁଫେ ପାଇଁ ଥରେ ପେ କର
Okay,
ଯେତେ
in
ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ
your
କ୍ଲାସ୍
syllabus also
ଯେତେ
only
ଯିବ ସେତେ
these
ମାତ୍ରା
two
ବୁଫେ
acts are
ଲାଗୁଛି ପେଟେ ଖାଇଦିଅ।
included, not these two.
ସକାଳେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାବେଳେ ଦି ଟାଇମ୍ ବୁଫେ ଲାଗୁଛି ପେଟେ ଲେଖା ଖାଅ ସବୁ
That
ଖାଇସାରିଲା
means
ପରେ ବୁଫେ ଲାଗୁଛି।
whatever we are going
ତମେ
to
ଲୋକ
study
କଣ ପାଇଁ ଜିମ୍
CGST,
ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି 5 ଷ୍ଟାର
the same thing
ସିଏ
is
କିଛି
applicable for
କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ସିଏ
SGST also,
ସାର୍ ଖାନା ଟାଇମ୍ ରେ
UTGST also.
ମ୍ୟାନେଜର ଲଗେଇଲା ବେଳେ ଲଗେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଯାଇକି ତମର ତମେ ସର୍ଭ କରିକି ଖାଅ।
Whenever you ask the question, you will be asked the question only on these two acts.
ଆରେ
You
ତମେ
will
ଲଜ୍
never
ଲଜ୍
get the
ମନ୍ଥରେ ଲଜ୍
question on
ଦବ
these
କଣ
two.
କରିବ? ତମ ଇଚ୍ଛାଟା ମୁଁ ଖାଇଦେଇ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ କଣ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା ଖାଇବା କଥା
Understood?
ପକେଟ କରି ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ ମତେ ସେଠି ବଢିଆ ବଢିଆ ଜିନିଷ ମିଳିବ।
Yes, sir.
ପନିର
Okay.
ମିଳିବ ଇଏ
Huh.
ମିଳିବ ସେଠି ଫ୍ରାଇଡ୍ ଚିକେନ ମିଳିବ
Then
ତମକୁ ସବୁ ମିଳିବ।
section
ଫ୍ରାଇଡ୍
2
ଚିକେନ ଫ୍ରାଇଡ୍ ପ୍ରନ୍ସ
subsection
ମିଳିବ
52
ତାପରେ ଚିକେନ ପ୍ରନ୍ସ ମିଳିବ
of
ସବୁ ମିଳିବ। ଯାହା
CGST
ଖାଇବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବ ତମେ
Act
ଖାଇପାରିବ।
defines
ତମେ ମେନ୍ କୋର୍ସ ଖାଇଦେଲେ
goods
ତାପରେ
means,
ତମେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟର ଆଣିକି ବସିକି ଖାଅ।
as I said, GST
ସେଇଆ
is on
ବୁଝିଲେ କି
supply of
ଫାଷ୍ଟ
goods or
ଶୁଣିଥିଲୁ ଆମେ
services or
ସୌରଭର
both.
ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠା ବେଳେ ଯୋଉ
Then
ଯାଇକି ସେ
what is
ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ଟାଇମରେ
goods?
ଯୋଉ ଇଏ
Okay,
ଲଗେଇଥିଲେ ମୁଁ
that
ସେଠି
they are
ଯାଇକି
defining.
ମଫିନ୍ସ ଖାଉଥିଲି
Goods means
ବୁଲେଇ ବୁଲେଇ
every
ଖାଉଥିଲି
kind of
ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଉପରେ ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ମଫିନ୍ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ତ
movable
ପେଟ କରି ଖାଇଦିଅ ମତେ
property.
କିଛି ମତେ ଲସ୍ ନାହିଁ ମୁଁ ଯଦି
What does it
ଖୋଲି
mean?
ଗଲା ଆଇଟି ଯେ ମୋ ପଇସା ଉସୁଲି ଆସିବ 1000 ଟଙ୍କା ଦେଲେ ପେଟେ ଚୁଷିକି ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ ମୁଁ ଖାଇକି ସେଇଠି
Car.
Every
ତମେ
kind of movable
ମେନ୍ କୋର୍ସ ବେଳେ କଣ
property.
ଦରକାର ଯେତେ ପ୍ରକାର
Movable
ଚକୋଲେଟ
property in the
ତମେ
sense
ଜାଣିଛ
what?
ଆଇଟିସି ରେ ଗୋଟେ ଥର ମୋର ହର୍ଷାରେ ଯାଇଥିଲି
Which you can
Vehicles.
move
ଗୋଟେ
from,
ବକ୍ସ
which you
ଦେଖିଲି
can move
ସେ
from
ଚାବି
one
ପତ୍ର
place to
ଗେଟ୍
another.
ଖୋଲା ଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟର ବୁଲେଇକି ଧରିଲା
Yes, sir.
କମ ସେ
Okay,
କମ 20
that is
ପ୍ରକାରର ଗେଜେଟ୍
movable
ଥାଉଛି
property.
ଦିନେ ଦିନେ 20
That
ପ୍ରକାର
is
ଗେଜେଟ୍ ଥାଉଛି
any
ପିଲା
vehicle,
ରବଡି ମାଲପୁଆ
any
ଇଏ ସବୁ
goods.
ଭର୍ତ୍ତି ଥାଉଛି
Any
ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟର
goods means
ପାଖାପାଖି 15 ପ୍ରକାର
furniture,
ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟର ଥିବ
fixtures, those things.
ପନିର ଟିକ୍କା
Computer, laptops,
ସେବ୍ ଫ୍ରାଇଡ୍
computers,
ଚିକେନ
hardwares.
ଏସବୁ ସବୁ ତମେ ଖାଅ
Just I am giving the
ଫ୍ରାଇଡ୍
example.
ଫ୍ରାଇଡ୍ ଫିସ୍ ଥାଉଛି
Fruits,
ଚିକେନ ଥାଉଛି
vegetables,
ଫିସ୍ ଥାଉଛି ଯୋଉଟା ଖାଇବା କଥା ଖାଅ
pulses,
ମେନ୍ କୋର୍ସ ଭାତ ଖାଇବା
cereals,
କଣ କମ୍ପଲସରି ସେଇଠି
all
ସବୁଦିନ
those are
ଦିନ ଖାଇବା ମେନ୍ କୋର୍ସ
movable,
ଯୋଉଠି ଖାଅ ପ୍ଲେଟ୍ ଭର୍ତ୍ତି କରିକି କିଏ ଦେଖୁଛି
right?
ତ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମତେ ଯଦି
Yes or no?
ମତେ ଆଜି 30 ତାରିଖ ମତେ ଯଦି ଇଚ୍ଛା ହବ ନା
Yes,
ମୁଁ
sir.
ସ୍ୱିଗିରେ ଅର୍ଡର କରିବି
Okay, understand it
ଷାଠିଏ
properly
ଟଙ୍କା ଦେଇଗଲେ ମୋ ଖାଇବାକୁ ପେଟ ନାହିଁ ତୁମେ ଆସ
because
ଛାଡ
many
ପାଞ୍ଚ ଷ୍ଟାର ବଢିଆ
questions will
ପ୍ଲେଟ
come on goods and
ପରଟା
services.
ଦବ ହେଲା ଦିଟା ପନିର ପରଟା
Questions will be
ରାଇସ୍ ଆସିବ ହେଲା
framed
ମଲାଇ କୋଫତା ଆସିବ
for
ଡାଲ
goods and the
ଡାଲ
services.
ଆସିବ ହେଲା
You guys
ମସ୍ତ
need to
ସର୍ଭିସ
decide is it
ସେଲ୍ଫ
goods or
ଆସିବ
service.
ଏଣ୍ଡ ଚିପ୍ସ ଆସିବ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟର
For
ଆସିବ
that,
ସବୁ
you need
ପୁରା
to
ପ୍ଲେଟରେ
understand the
ଆସିବ
definition
କମ ସେ କମ
properly.
10 କି 12ଟା ଆଇଟମ ଆସିବ
Okay,
ସାଢେ ପାଞ୍ଚ
goods
ଷ୍ଟାର
means every kind of
ହଁ
movable property
ସେଠି ଗଲା ଆଗ
other
ଦିଅ ମୁଁ
than
କହିବି
money and
ଚୁଷିକି ପଳେଇ
security.
ଆସିବି
What does it mean?
ଖାଲି ମୋ ପାଖେ ଖାଲି ମୋ ପାଖେ ଗାଡି ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି ଗାଡି ଥିଲେ ତ ମୁଁ ଯାଇକି ପଳେଇ
Money
ଆସିବି
and
କଥା
securities
କହିବି
are
ମତେ ଟିକେ
not
ଧରି
covered
ପେଟେ ଖାଇକି
under
ଆସିବ
goods.
ମଣିଷ ଏସବୁ ପୂର୍ବରୁ
It
ବେଶୀ
is
ଚଟପଟ ଯେତିକି
excluded
ଖାଇକି
from the
ନେଇଯାଅ ପେଟେ
definition
ଖାଇକି
of
ଆସ
goods.
ଗାଡିରେ ଆରାମସେ
Money means what?
ସାତଟା ଛଅଟା ଦେଇ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବୁଫେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରୁଛି 7ଟା ବେଳକୁ ଯାଅ ପେଟେ ଖାଅ ରାତି 9ଟା ବେଳକୁ ଗାଡି ଧରି ଆଉଥରେ ଘରକୁ ପଳେଇ
Any
ଆସିବ
currency.
Money means any currency,
ଆଇଟିସି
legal
ଅଛି
tender.
ଆଇଟିସି ଅଛି ତାପରେ
Okay,
ଗୋଟେ
securities means
ତାପରେ ସେମିତି ବୁଫେ ଲାଗୁଛି ଏଇଠି
you
ତମର
guys are
ଗଲ୍ଫ
studying
କୋର୍ସ
company
ଗଲେ
law, I believe.
Shares.
କିଛି ନାହିଁ ସବୁ
Shares,
କାଇଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍
Shares,
bonds.
କାଇଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ୍
debentures,
ବୁଫେ ବି
bonds,
ସେମ୍ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରାଇସ୍ ଆଗ ବୁଫେ ବି
units,
ପ୍ରାଇସ୍ ଚେଞ୍ଜ
those
ହୁଏ
things are all
ମଫିନ୍ ହାଭି
securities.
ମେନ୍ୟୁ ଅପ୍ ଡାଉନ୍ ହୋଇପାରୁଛି
Why they have
ମଫିନ୍ ଚେଞ୍ଜ
excluded
ମାତ୍ର
securities?
ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ସେ
There is a
ଲିଚୁ ବୁଲେଇଲେ
separate
ଯାଇନଥିଲୁ ବାବୁଲା
levy,
DMରେ
security
ରିଲିଭ୍
transaction
ବାବୁଲ
tax is there,
କିଛି
no?
ନାହିଁ ତାଙ୍କେ କଣ
Hence,
କରୁଛନ୍ତି
they
ତାଙ୍କେ
have
ବାଣ୍ଟି ଆଣି ଲଗେଇ
excluded
ଦଉଛନ୍ତି
that
ସବୁ କାଉଣ୍ଟର
from the
ହେଲା
goods.
ତମେ ବସିକି
The
ତମେ ତମର ଗ୍ରିଲ
security
ଆଳୁ
excluded.
ଭେଜିଟେବଲ ତମେ ତମର ଗ୍ରିଲ ଭେଜିଟେବଲ କରିଦବ ମେନ୍ କୋର୍ସ ଲାଗି
Okay,
ସେମାନେ ଶିଖେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଲାଗିଗଲା
the money
ଆଉ
has
କିଛି
been
ନାହିଁ ବୁଫେ କଣ କରିବା ବୁଝିଗଲେ
excluded.
ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାତଟା ହେଲେ
That
ତମେ
means
ବୁଫେ ଲଗେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି
Indian
ତମେ
rupee,
ଯାଅ
US
ବୁଲିକି ଖାଅ
dollars,
ମୋ
those
ପାର୍ଟି
things have excluded.
ଅଳସେଲା ଚିଡଚିଡି ବସିଥିବ
When I come to service, I will tell
ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟର
you
ମୁଁ ଚୁଷିକି
exactly
ଖାଇଦେବି
what does it
ତାପରେ
mean.
କହିଲେ ମେନ୍
Okay,
କୋର୍ସ ଏତିକି ଟିକେ
but
ଏତିକି ଟିକେ ଭାତ ଏତିକି ଟିକେ କଲି
includes,
ତାପରେ ଏତିକି ଟିକେ ଖାଲି ଚାଖିଲି ଭଲ
but
ହେଲା ତାପରେ
includes
ପନିର ଉପରେ ପନିର ଆଣିକି
actionable
ଖାଇଲି
claim,
ତାପରେ ଯେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ମଫିନ୍ସ ଥିଲା ଚିପ୍ସ
growing
ଥିଲା ସବୁଠୁ
crops,
ଗୋଟେ ପିସ୍ ଉଠେଇକି ଖାଇଦେଲି ଆଣିକି ତାପରେ ଗଲି ନେକ୍ସଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ଚକୋଲେଟ ଯାଉ ଉଠିକି ତାପରେ ନେକ୍ସଟ
growing
ଟାଇମ୍ ଗଲି
crops,
ଯେତେ ପ୍ରକାର
grass,
ଫ୍ଲେଭର
and
ଆଇସ୍କ୍ରିମ ଥିଲା
things
ଗୋଟେ ବଡ
attached
ଟପ୍
to
ନେଲି
or
ଖାଇଲି ସବୁ
forming
ଫ୍ଲେଭର
part of
ଗୁଣ୍ଡି ଗୁଣ୍ଡ କରି
land
ସବୁ ପକେଇ ଖାଇଦେଲି
which are agreed
ମୁଁ
to be
ମୁଁ
severed,
ସବୁଠୁ ବେଶୀ ପଇସା ବସିବ ମୁଇଁ କରିଛି ତାହେଲେ ଖାଇକି ଚୁଷିକି ଖାଇଦେଲି ମୁଁ सब आइसक्रीम ଥିଲା ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମତେ ଥିଲା ରାବଡି ଅଛି ମତେ ସେ ସେଫ୍ ଆସିକି କହିଲା ସେ
which
ରାବଡି
are
ଖାଉଛି ହେଲା ସେ ରାବିଡି ଅଛି
agreed
କହୁଥିଲା
to be
ମୁଁ କହିଲି ରାବିଡି ତ
severed
ପାଣି ଉପରେ କପ୍ ପିଇ ଅଛି
before
ତମେ
supply
ଆଇସ୍କ୍ରିମ
or
ବୋଲି
under a
କହୁଛନ୍ତି ରାବିଡି
contract of
ଦେଇକି
supply.
ତମେ ଗୁଲାବ
If
ଜାମୁନ
you
ଛଡା
want to
ରାବିଡି
see the
ଟୋଟାଲି କଦଲି
definition
ପିଇନି
of goods,
ମୁଁ କହିଲି ତ 4-5 କଟରି ରାବିଡି ପିଇ ଦେଇ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବି
see
ବଢିଆ ବନતો ଅଛି ସେଇଠି ଆରାମ ସେ
this one.
କଣ କରୁଛୁ
Under definition, goods means every
ଶହେ
kind of
ଟଙ୍କା
movable property other than money and securities,
100 ଟଙ୍କା ଆଣିଛ
but includes
ଅନଲିମିଟେଡ ତମେ
actionable claims,
ନନଭେଜ
growing
ବି ଖାଇଛ
crops,
ଭେଜ
grass and things
କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି
attached to
ଅଛି
or
ତମେ
forming
ସିଧା
part
ଖାଇ
of
ଖାଅ ଖାଇକି
land
ଆରାମସେ
which are
80
agreed to
ଟଙ୍କା
be
ଗାଡି
severed
ପାର୍କିଂରେ
before
ଦବ
supply or
ତମେ
under a
ଆରାମସେ
contract
ଯାଇକି
of
ପେଟ
supply.
ପେଟ ଖାଇକି ଆସିବ ତମ ଓପେନ
Okay, that is what I
ତାଜରେ ଆଇ
have
ଥିଙ୍କ
taken it here.
ତାଜରେ ଆଇ ଥିଙ୍କ
Okay,
750 ନଉଥିବ
now you
କିନ୍ତୁ
we need to
ଖାନା ବି
understand
ସେମିତି
few things
ଟେଷ୍ଟି
here.
ଅଛି ତମର
But
ତମେ ସେଠି
includes
ଖାଲି
means
ଖାନା ମିଳିବ ଯେ
whatever they have told in this
ଏବେ ତ
paragraph
ଏବେ ତ
or
ସ୍ୱିଗି
included as
ଜୋମାଟୋ ଆଉ
goods.
ଏବେ ତ ଜୋମାଟୋ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ସର୍ଭିସ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲା ନା
Okay,
ମାନେକର ମୁଁ
what are
ଦୂରରେ
those?
ରହୁଛି ତମକୁ
Actionable
ଓଡିଶାରୁ
claim.
କୌଣସି ଜିନିଷ
Actionable claim
ଦୂରରେ
means
ତମକୁ କୌଣସି
any
ଦେଶରେ
action you
ତମକୁ କୌଣସି
take
ଜିନିଷ
to
ଖାଇବାର
claim.
ଅଛି
It
ତମେ
is
ମତେ
called as
ପ୍ଲେସ୍ କର ମୁଁ
actionable
ନିଜେ
claim.
ସକାଳୁ ତମ ଘରେ ହାଜର ହେଇଯିବି
Growing crops
ସେ
means what?
ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସିଲ୍ କରିକି ଇଣ୍ଟରଷ୍ଟେଟ ଆସୁଛି ତମେ ବେଙ୍ଗଲୋରରେ ବସିକି
Growing
ଖାଇବ
crops,
ସିଧା
growing
ସିଧା
crops.
ଡେଲିଭରି ହେଇଯିବ ତମ ପାଖରେ ତମେ ଆଗ
Example,
ପ୍ଲେସ୍ କରିବ ରାତିରେ ଅର୍ଡର ଯାକ କରିବ
Paddy,
ନେକ୍ସଟ ଡେ
ragi.
ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ଫ୍ଲାଇଟ୍ ଆସି ତମ
those
ଘରେ
things.
ହାଜିର ହେଇଯିବ ଡେଲିଭରି
Grass,
ଜିନିଷ ନା ଫ୍ରେଶ ତ ଫ୍ରେଶ ପ୍ୟାକେଟ କଲ ଖାଅ ଗଲା
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Why is it separately given as
ପୁରା
grass.
grass?
No, no,
ହାଇଜିନିକ
no.
ପ୍ୟାକିଂ ଅଛି
Grass is
କେତେ
different.
ଖାଇବ
Growing crops are
କଣ
different.
ପିଜ୍ଜା ଖାଲି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି
Okay, and
ତମେ ଆସିବ ବୋଲେ ମୁଁ
things
Sir,
ତମକୁ
can you
attached.
give
ହୋମ୍
an
ଡେଲିଭରି
example
କରିଦେବି
for
ବୋଲି ସେଇଠି
actionable
ଖାଇବ ଖାଇବ
claim?
ବୋଲି ତମକୁ ସେଇଠି କହିବି
Actionable claim
ଆଇଟିସିରେ ଯାଇକି
means
ଖାଇକି ଆସିବା ହେଲା ହେଲା
uh,
ଆଇଟିସି କଣ ତାଜରେ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ଆଇଟିସିରେ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ଏତେ ଟେଷ୍ଟି
when
ଲାଗିବ
when it comes to
ଗरमा ଗରମ ଖାନା
services I
ମିଳିବ
can give,
କେତେ ଖାଅ
but
ଖା
not
ଖଟା
in
ଖଟା ହେଇକି ଗୋଟେ
exactly. I cannot find the example for goods. When it comes to services, I will tell
ସେଇଠିର
you
ପିଜ୍ଜା
actionable
ହଉଛି
claims.
ବେଷ୍ଟ ଲାଗେ
Okay,
It is also
ମିକ୍ସ
included
ଥାଏ
there.
ବଢିଆ ଥାଏ
I
okay,
will tell you. Okay,
okay.
ଲିମିଟେଡ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟିରେ ପକଉଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର ଇଏ ନାହିଁ ବଢିଆ ପିଜ୍ଜା କରୁଛନ୍ତି
just
ସେମାନେ
for
ତ
you
ଫାଇଭ
asked
ଷ୍ଟାର ସେଫ୍ ଯାକ ଅଛନ୍ତି
when it's
ଖାଅ
service, I will tell you now itself.
ତମେ
See,
ଦୁନିଆରେ
when you
କୌଣସି
have taken a
ନନଭେଜ
loan
ଆଇଟମ ସେଇଠି ମିଳିବନି ନାହିଁ
from any
ହୋଟେଲରେ
bank,
ମିଳୁଛି ତାଙ୍କୁ ବନଉଛନ୍ତି
if you do not pay the loan,
ପୁରା
what bank will
କ୍ରାକ୍
do?
ପୁରା ଖାନା ମିଳୁଛି କହିବାକୁ
foreclosure.
ଗଲେ ତାମିଲନାଡୁ
Oh,
13 କିଲୋମିଟର ଦୂରରେ ଥାଉଛି
foreclosure means you will be very happy.
ଦୂର
Nobody will pay.
ସେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଟ୍
Okay, okay.
We will do
Redemption.
the action.
They will take
Claim
action.
ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ sir.
Ah, ಏನ್
ಹರಾಜ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ.
ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ?
ಹರಾಜ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ.
ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹರಾಜ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು?
They will
Notice
phone the loan
Ah,
recovery agents. They will give us
first,
some time.
notice
first,
time
first
repayment.
they,
Corner.
first they will,
ପୁରା
first
ଫ୍ଲାଟର
they will send the notice. They will send the nice persons to your home. Okay, for that they pay some amount, no service.
Yes, sir.
Whatever they do on your
ವರ್ಷ
behalf.
ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹರ್ಷಾನ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಕೂತಿರೋ
Okay.
ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು
Why they are
ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ
doing all these things?
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ
Sending the notice,
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
sending the
ಅರ್ಧ
representatives.
ಪಗಾರ
Why?
ಬೇರೆ ಕೆತ್ತೆ ಹವ
To make us pay the loan.
To claim the amount
ಶೇರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು
Yes.
ನಿಮ್ದ್ರ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಪಗಾರ
for which they are taking the action, right?
ସେଇଠି ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ
Yes, sir.
ଟେଷ୍ଟ ଅଛି ତମର
That is
ଯୋଉଟା
called
କାମ
as
କରେ ସେଇଟା
actionable
ଟେଷ୍ଟ
claim.
ଅଛି କେତେ ଖୁସି ପାଇବ ଟିକ ସାଇଡ
Understood?
Understood, sir.
Okay, this is one part. There are plenty.
ಐಟಿಸಿ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್
But
Okay.
depending on the situation, we need to understand whether it is actionable claim or not. Okay, growing crops, grass, and things attached to and forming part of the land. Things attached to and forming part of the land means
କାଟି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଆଳୁ ଚପ ଖାଉଛୁ
coconut tree, mango
ଆଳୁ
trees.
ଭିତରେ ପୁରେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କ ଖାଲି ସେ
Can
ବେସନ ତେଲରେ ପକେଇ ଫ୍ରାଏ କରୁଛନ୍ତି
once you get the crop, will you take down those trees? When you get the coconut, once you will
No.
cut the tree.
ତେଲରେ ଫ୍ରାଏ
No,
କରୁଛନ୍ତି
what will you do? Only you will pick the,
ଗ୍ରୀନ୍ ଚଟନି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଓପନ କରିବାକୁ
you will remove the coconut or mangoes from the tree, right?
Yes.
Okay, understand that concept. And things attached to and forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed, which are agreed to be severed means before cutting. That means before plucking the coconut or before cutting the or plucking the mango from the tree. If any person comes to an agreement with the farmer or the grower who is growing those trees
आपण तो 40 टा अंजलि
which is yielding coconut mango in our case. Okay, before supply means before it is moved to some other place, from one place to another place, before, or you will come to an agreement with that grower that I will only bring my labor and I will cut those. Then whatever the mango or the coconut in our case, that will also be treated as goods. Okay, normally mango and coconut are not goods if the same has been supplied by the grower in the market. If you are growing coconut and if you are growing mango, assume you will only cut. You are the owner of that, what do you call, the land in which you are growing that one. You only cut the coconuts and you only cut the mangoes, and you will bring those coconuts and mangoes into the market and you will sell. That is not supply, that is exempted because it is an agricultural product. But you are growing, uh, who is the famous the retail chain owner now?
What's up?
Who is the famous retail chain owners, like more those kind? Reliance Fresh is there, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have 100 acres of land. There in 50 acres you will grow coffee. In 20 acres you will grow tea. In the remaining part you will grow coconut and mango. Okay, you will be enjoying your growing life. I mean to say the plant growing life. Suddenly one day Ambani will come to you and he will tell that I will take all the goods whatever you are growing, like coffee, tea, coconut and mango. You should not cut anything, you should not sell anything to anyone. I will only pay the required amount to you. That is the contract agreed by you and Ambani. Okay, that is before severance. Before severance means before it is cut. That whatever the agreement happens between you and Ambani, though it is for the agricultural product, it is considered as goods under GST and tax will be levied. Okay, that is the meaning of this.
You are saying about the grass, sir.
Grass also, grass can also be used. No, not grass. Things attached to on forming part of this. After this and
No,
after
before
and
that you were saying something about the grass and I asked
no,
you something else. You said
Grass-
grass is different. You were saying something.
yes, growing crops are ragi, paddy. Those things are growing crops.
Yes.
The grass is the plain grass. That is also useful. No, cow feeding,
Yes,
animal
sir.
feeding. That one.
Yes.
Okay, those things.
That also comes under GST.
Yes, if it the before cutting, if you enter into an agreement
Okay.
with a person who is owning the land in which grass are grown, then also it becomes goods. Okay, this is goods. What is goods? Every kind of movable property other than money and securities, but includes all this. That is goods. Services means anything which is not goods is all services. What is the meaning of service? Anything other than goods is service. Yes, no. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
It got stuck somewhere. I don't know.
Sudden mute ಆದಾಗಾಯ್ತು.
Adene, I don't know what has happened.
There is a
Okay.
network fluctuation, sir. From Google.
See, they have given all actionable claim means what? Okay, just see. Section 102 service. Okay, I'll come to that part. Don't know why they haven't given below. Only they will give goods. They have mentioned the goods. Okay. Services. Here only they have given. Section 2, subsection 102 defines service. Service means what? Anything other than goods, money and securities. This is all service. Okay. When I come to this, when I come to the definition of service, anything other than goods or services. Okay, then goods means what?
Movable properties other than money and securities.
Movable property. If movable property is goods, is immovable property services?
Yes.
Immovable property. What are the immovable property?
Land, house. buildings.
Land and house. If you sell the land, if you sell the house, is it liable to GST? Because as per the definition, that is service. If that is service, it should liable to GST, right? No, that excludes. It is what you call implied that immovable properties are not service. Okay, immovable properties are not service. I will tell you when it becomes service. Service means anything other than goods, money and securities. But includes activities relating to the use. Activities relating to the use of money. Activities relating to use of money or its conversion by cash or by any other mode from one form, currency or denomination to another form, currency or denomination for a consideration, separate consideration. Then this money becomes service. What is that? Example, you have 1000 USD. Will you keep it with you till you alive or you will exchange? If you have 1000 USD, what will you do? Is it the legal tender in India? USD.
No.
Can you buy
No.
from USD? No. What you will do?
Exchange it for
You
the-
will go to exchange dealer.
Converting
You
it
will
to-
ask what is the price. If he says 75 rupees per dollar, you will tell I have $1,000. You will get 75,000. For which he will tell, if I give you 75,000, I will take 1,000 rupees as commission. You will say yes, okay. He will give 74,000 and he will keep it 1,000. That 1,000, whatever he is charging for the conversion from one form to another form, from one currency to another currency or one denomination to another denomination, if he charges any commission, that commission part is service, that is taxable to GST. Money is not GST, but for that conversion, use of that money for conversion or denomination change or from any other form, then if separate consideration is charged, then it is GST, chargeable to GST.
It means it's the amount, the service what they give.
Service, what they give. For that service, whatever the service charges he receives, that is liable to GST.
GST.
Okay.
Sir, can you just tell me once again about this immovable property, what you said?
See, they have told movable
Initially.
property is covered under goods. Okay. In the service, what they told, anything other than goods is service. If movable property is goods, other than goods is service, means immovable property will automatically gets covered here.
Yes.
Though it is covered here, it is not service.
Okay.
Okay, when you supply means sale. When you supply immovable property, it is not goods or service.
Service.
But I will tell you when it becomes service. When you give the immovable property on rent,
Okay.
on lease,
Okay.
you take the amount consideration, no?
Yes, sir.
Not transferring the title. Only you are giving the enjoyment of the right.
Yes, sir.
If you take rented house, will you take it as granted that it is your house only?
No.
No, only for the temporary purpose you are taking. Whatever the rent you pay, that rent is taxable.
It's
Under
again
GST.
we are allowing the tenant to enjoy that.
Enjoy the property for the temporary basis.
So that money, the rent what we receive
Rent
is
is
some kind of
taxable.
Taxable.
Rent is taxable. Rent, lease. Those
But
things
again,
are
all
all,
these are covered in our income tax, right, sir?
no, it is GST. Income tax is that is rent from house property. Okay, here also the rent is covered under GST.
A bit confusing.
That is what tax.
Tax is made to confuse people like us, sir.
Don't proclaim. It is all confusing for most of them.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗೆ ಜಿಲೇಬಿ ತರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಇದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನೆನ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ.
ಸೇ ನಿಜ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ರೆ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸರ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ.
ಸಿ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್.
ಏನೇನೇನೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ಡ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಇನ್ ಟೂ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ವೇಸ್. First, when you are reading, you have to see from the legislator point what they are telling. Second view, from the thief part, how to escape within within the legal structure. How can I save tax?
ಅದ ನಾವ್ ಇವಾಗ ವರ್ಷ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೋತೀವಲ್ಲ ಆ ತರ.
Within the legal framework. You should be knowing how to plan your tax planning. Okay, if you understand those two, everything becomes easy. Okay, I will not come to consideration because it is useless. Business also I will not come to business. The definition I am not going to read. Now the important thing comes. Concept of supply, section 7. Okay, from here your GST starts. Whatever we have read so far, what we have understood, the meaning of goods and the meaning of services. right? Meaning of goods or meaning of services. Okay. Now the main concept of GST, the entire GST is depending on this word. What is that word? Supply. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Okay. Now the entire GST is depending on this word supply. Okay. Section 7. Section 7 of CGST Act. Section 7 of CGST Act defines what is supply. Okay. Now you will have to be very careful from here. See, I just explained once again. GST is a destination based tax applicable on all transactions involving supply of goods and services for a consideration. For a consideration, there should be consideration subject to exceptions thereof. That means even without consideration, if you do any supply, that also covered under GST. You will have to pay GST on that also, even if you are not receiving any consideration. Supply means what? That is the question. Okay. Supply means what? That is the question. Now we need to understand Section 7(1)(a), this section. Section 7(1)(a) defines supply includes supply of goods or services or both made or agreed to be made for a consideration in the course or furtherance of business. Okay. If you split the mean definition or the wordings given in section 7(1)(a), it includes all forms of supply. That means whatever you are doing, it's all becomes supply. Supply means taking the goods or services from one place to another place. It is called as supply. Understood? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Made or agreed to be made. Made means for the immediate cash, that is cash sales. Agreed to be made means credit sales. For a consideration. For the cash also there is a consideration. For the credit also there is a consideration. And whatever the supply you are doing, it should be in the course of business. Or for furtherance of business. That means you are using those goods or services as a input for your further production in your business. Example, if someone buys raw material, the supplier who is supplying the raw material, for him it is the supply. The manufacturer who uses the raw material to produce another goods, that is called as furtherance of his business. Understood? Understood, yes or no? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very simple one. It includes everything. Okay, in this definition, please note that there should be consideration. Then the question comes, what is consideration? Anything you pay in return, it is called as consideration. Anything you pay or make available in return, that is called as consideration. Okay.
Anything other than money, sir?
Yes. Assume that you will give me 2 kgs of gold to learn GST. Is it not the consideration for me?
ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಈಗಲೂ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ರೆ. Is it not the consideration? Jokes apart. Just I am giving the example so that you guys can understand. Is it not the consideration for me?
Yes.
What I am giving in return to you? The knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. That is the service I am extending to you, and I am getting the consideration in the form of gold. Okay. You will go to new mobile shop. You will go to mobile shop. Will you exchange the mobile or not?
Yes.
After that, you will pay some amount also.
Yes.
That is, in kind, you are paying some consideration. Along with that, you are paying cash.
Cash.
Whatever you have paid through exchanging the mobile, old mobile, is also a consideration. Okay.
Yes.
In that sense, you guys need to understand.
Okay.
Consideration could be in cash or in kind. Okay. Next, this is section 7.1a. 7.1b says any import of services for consideration. Import of services for consideration is supply. What they are saying? Import of what?
Services.
Of services. In GST, only import of service is covered. Import of goods is covered under customs. What is that?
Okay.
What I told?
Import of goods is covered under customs.
Customs. I told you guys. If you guys remember, yesterday also I told I will not do that portion. This portion. Here it is import of goods. Import of goods is covered in customs. Okay. What they are telling? When you import any services for consideration, it will amount to supply. It will amount to supply. Hence, you need to pay GST on that. Who will pay GST? The person who is providing the service has to pay GST. Okay, before that, I need to tell. Otherwise, you guys will see. GST, okay. Supply of goods. Supply of services. Okay, both one and the same. If I tell you for goods, the same logic applicable for service also. Okay, you will go to Reliance store. You will buy provisions. Okay, Reliance will store issue bill, right? You will issue bill and you will make the payment. Is this not the cycle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, understand now. Because few things you need to understand. You will go to Reliance. You will buy
Siddharth,
provision. Reliance will issue what? Bill to you. And you will make the payment. Why I am explaining with the drawing? No. You guys need to understand there are few things it will confuse many times. Once we go further with the subject, okay, this is the way. You will go to Reliance shop, you will buy the provision, they will issue bill to you, you will make the payment to Reliance stores. Who is making the payment here?
the consumer.
Consumer. That means who purchases the goods.
Oops.
Okay. Here it is Mr. A is making the payment to Reliance. Whatever the bill amount, that is base value will be there. Under that GST will be there. In the GST, TGST, SGST will be levied. Okay. Base value, assume base value is 10,000 rupees. If your GST rate is 6%, just I am giving an example. It need not be 6%, it could be even more. Total you will make the payment to Reliance 11,200. Okay, 10,000 is your provisions, whatever you buy the provision. For that you will have to pay the GST 6,200. Okay. See, whatever you are making the payment, you are making the payment to Reliance, and the GST portion, you are making the payment of GST to Reliance stores. Reliance stores will in turn make the payment of this 1,200 to government. Understand the logic? Here there is a concept of forward charge and reverse charge mechanism. I am just explaining what is forward charge and reverse charge. Why? Because I need it for import. Okay? Please listen carefully. See, you will make the payment to the Reliance stores, including GST. The GST amount being 1,200 in this case. The GST amount will be collected by the Reliance stores, and Reliance stores will make this GST payment to the government. Okay. If the person, now the point I am coming to that point, when the person receives the GST amount, who is supplying the goods or services and who is making the payment of those GST amount to the government, it is called as forward charge. What is that?
Forward charge.
Forward charge means what? The person who is the supplier will collect the GST and will make the GST payment to the government. That is called as forward charge.
Forward charge.
Okay. In short, we call it as FCM. Forward charge mechanism, we call it as. Okay. There is another concept called as RCM, reverse charge mechanism. In reverse charge mechanism, what happens is, whenever anyone supplies goods or services to any person, the person who is receiving the goods or services will only pay the value of the service or goods not the GST amount. Then what, sir? The person who is making the payment or the receipt of the goods or services will make the payment of this GST to the government. That is called as reverse charge. Understood what is forward charge and what is reverse charge? Reverse charge means the person who is receiving will make the payment of GST to the government is called reverse charge. In the forward charge, the person who is supplying the goods will make the payment of GST to the government. That is forward charge. Okay. Then in reverse charge, import is also covered. Okay. Import is also covered. Most of the imports, I will tell you. Most of the import are covered under reverse charge. Under this, the import is covered. Okay, why? I will tell you the logic. Import means what?
Getting something outside, from outside the country.
Getting something from outside the country. Assume that Joe Biden will supply some services to you. Will you catch him to pay GST? He will supply some services of worth of $10,000. You will make the payment of $10,000. Can Modi go and tell him that pay GST? Will he pay? He will tell, why should I pay? Okay, you cannot impose the importer to pay GST because GST is which law? Indian law. Indian law. Okay, for that very reason, the imports are covered under RCM. RCM in the sense the person who is making the payment to the person who is supplying. Before making the payment, he has to deduct, or if it is separately charged, they will have to pay this GST amount to the government, not by the supplier of the service or goods in case of import. Okay. See, now I'm coming to the logic of this. What are all included here? Import of services for consideration. Please mark this word consideration, because there is another thing is there, that is without consideration import. Okay. See, import of services for consideration. Consideration means if you import any services, in return you will make the payment. That is called as consideration. Okay. If you are importing the services for business, then that import of service is taxable as supply of service, and it will be taxable under RCM. RCM means what?
Reverse
Charge mechanism. That means the person who receives, recipient of the service, has to make the payment as well as the supplier, the recipient of the goods or services. Sorry, not goods, because goods are covered under customs. The recipient of the services in case of import is liable to pay GST to the government of India. Okay. If it is for business. If it is for personal, that means non-business, whatever the import of service for a consideration for non-business, it is supply, but it is exempted. though it is supply, it is exempted except one. What is that one? OIDAR. OIDAR means online information data access and retrieval service. That is only taxable if it is provided to NTOR. The same wordings will be used. Same like this only they have used. NTOR means non-taxable online recipient. Only this service, if it is for the personal one, it is taxable under forward charge mechanism. You will get the question on this. Okay, I will show you once I complete this supply 7.
Sir, what is the full form of OIDAR?
Online information database access retrieval service.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now I will give you 1 or 2 examples. Please listen. How many of you have subscribed for Netflix?
Yes, sir, I have.
You have. Where is the server of Netflix located?
US, sir.
US. What you are doing there in Netflix?
Consuming movies.
Movies. You are watching the movie, not consuming.
Oh, yes,
You are watching the movie. Okay. For which you are paying the amount?
Yes.
Subscription you will pay, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are sitting in Karnataka, accessing the server which is in US. You are retrieving and accessing the data, right?
Yes, sir.
You are taxable recipient or non-taxable recipient? You are non-taxable recipient. That means you are not doing any business.
Yes, it is for personal use.
Personal use. And you are the online recipient. Online recipient only, no. Without internet, you can't use that one.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Online recipient. Then the Netflix has to appoint an agent before they start the service of giving these kind of services to the Indian consumers, online recipients. They will have to appoint an agent, and the agent of that Netflix has to pay the tax. Whatever the subscription it will collect from you, no, on that subscription, they will have to pay tax to the government. Tax means GST to the government. This is one example. Second, how many of you have Amazon subscription, Amazon Prime?
Yes, sir, I do.
Same logic. Okay, Indian movies, English movies are all listed there. They will charge, no, Amazon Prime. Will they give free?
No, sir.
No. Where is the Amazon company situated? Where is the Amazon company situated?
Yes, sir.
United States.
US. The servers are in across world. You don't know from which server you are accessing also, for which you will pay the subscription. On that subscription, the GST would have been collected. That GST amount has to be paid by the Amazon agent who is appointed by the Amazon, who is in India, has to make the payment to Indian government. Are you paying consideration or not here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, even though it is not for your business, if that service falls under this OIDAR, Online Information Database Access Retrieval Service, even if it is for the non-business purposes, it is chargeable to tax. When? If there is a consideration involved. If there is no consideration, you are importing services for non-business purposes, it is exempt. Understood? You will get the questions on these. I'm stressing. Hold on. We will see. I want to see.
Both the examples that you gave in terms of the rate, it is Amazon India and Netflix India both are paying the tax to the government.
They don't give Netflix, Amazon like that. They will not give. You will have to assess.
Okay.
Are they mad giving Netflix, Amazon like that? They will not give. I will show you. It will be there.
Sir, it has gone now, sir. 61.
1 second. No, it is not the RCM time limit. It's not that one. See, please mark these things, okay? Let me know when I do this end of this chapter. I mean, whatever we are doing the supply, there is one exemption, negative list, schedule 3. It will cover this one, section 53. Sorry, question number 53 and 54. It will, and 55. Next, it will come. 55 will come next. Okay, please let me know in that. It's not there in this. I will show you all whatever I am discussing. It will come in the question. Part 2. This one, GST is one of the biggest taxation reforms of independent India, being implemented within the aim of enhancing the overall growth of the nation. It is a comprehensive, what kind of tax? Supply based, movement based, destination based, or value based?
Destination.
Is national level.
Indirect tax levy on goods as well as services at the national level. Destination based tax. Okay, we got one question. This is December 21st paper.
Sir, is it national level stating that whole of India is applicable?
Yes, yes, entire India.
State level also, it's SGST is tax, right?
Yes, entire India means including states and union territories.
Okay.
Okay. Second, 52. India has adopted a dual model of GST where tax is charged concurrently by the center and state. Therefore, for an intrastate, if you guys remember intrastate, what I have written?
CGST, SGST, UTGST.
CGST, SGST, UTGST. Okay. As per CGST Act is charged equally as which? Is it CGST, IGST or CGST, SGST or SGST, IGST? Both B and C.
CGST, SGST.
CGST and SGST.
This is the one. How many marks? 1 marks. Okay. There is other things is not there. Okay. Please, this one is also note. Okay. You guys are understanding now how the questions are framed. Whatever we have seen 2 questions minimum. In this chapter, 4 to 5 questions will come. In this chapter, whatever we are learning here, no, in this. Especially in this part, they will ask the question. In this, okay. If not in this one, in the next part they will ask. Section 7.1b, we learned. Third one, section 7.1c. 7.1c says schedule 1. It gives the reference to schedule 1. Okay, there are 3 schedules. Schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3. In schedule 1, there are 4 activities. Even without consideration, if you supply something, then it is also chargeable to tax under GST. Okay. This is the one. Okay. The activity specified in schedule 1 made or agreed to be made without a consideration. Then also it becomes supply. Supply includes these 3 in section 7.1. In section 7.1, we saw A, we saw B. Now we are seeing B. C. In C, they have given the reference to schedule 1. In schedule 1, there are 4 activities they have listed. How many activities they have listed? 4 activities. Of those 4 activities, this is the schedule 1. Okay. If you do any of these activities without consideration also, you will not receive anything in return. If you are doing some activity, it will be deemed as supply. You will have to make the payment of GST. Who is supplying the goods or services has to make the GST payment to the government. Understood? Now, here we have to be very careful. What are those 4 activities? First one. Don't concentrate on this for the moment. Okay. PTDOBA. Don't concentrate on this. I will tell you what is that. Permanent transfer. Permanent transfer means what?
Sale.
Sale. That means the ownership is transferred. Okay. Title will be transferred. Okay. Permanent transfer or disposal of business assets on which it has been availed. What they are saying? Permanent transfer or disposal of business assets on which ITC has been availed. ITC means input tax credit. Okay. What does it mean, sir? Input tax credit. I'm just giving an example. The entire GST revolves under this logic concept, ITC. Okay. This is the most critical part of GST. We are going to learn this one also. ITC means what I am telling you. Can anyone tell me the journal entry for purchase of goods or receiving the services? What you are going to purchase? Assume that you are going to purchase TV. Which TV? Sony TV. From whom you will purchase? Sony Center. Okay, from Sony Center you will purchase the Sony TV. It costs 1,20,000. Assume the GST will be 6%. I will take. It may not be 6%. Okay, 6% of this. How much you will pay? 1,34,400 you will pay to the Sony Center, and you will bring TV. What the journal entry will pass? Sony Center. They will have to book this entry, no? What the journal entry they will pass? Assume that you means you are doing some business. Which kind of business? You are the dealer of TV. You are the dealer of TV. You will purchase the Sony TV from Sony Center. You are the dealer. Journal entry. What the dealer will pass? What is the journal entry? Dealer will pass. Dealer in the sense here, dealer could be Mr. Modi. Modi is a dealer of Sony TV. What the journal entry will pass by Modi for this transaction? If he purchases the Sony TV from Sony Center. Hello, you guys there?
Very much here, sir.
Please tell what the journal entry dealer will pass on purchase of Sony TV. Is Miss Chetana there? ಚೇತನ ಎಸ್
ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಚೇತನ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು.
ಡೀಲರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟಿವಿ ಸರ್.
ಡೀಲರ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಟಿವಿ
ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್
ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸೋನಿ. He has paid cash.
Purchase to cash.
Purchase to cash. TV. Dealer means it's the purchases only. What is the amount? What is the amount? Purchases account.
1,34,400.
134,400. This 134,400. Then what about this? Dealer will pass CGST, SGST, 7,200. 7,200. TV cost 1,20,000. Okay. TV cost of the TV is 1,20,000. CGST receivable account 7,200. SGST 7,200. Whatever the debit, these are debit. Okay. Now understand properly. See, GST is little different from income tax. Okay. For me, it is little different. For you guys, most different. See, whenever you are debiting the tax, you means the person who is registered and who is purchasing any goods or services will pass the entry like this only. If it is credit, he will put the supplier account. That's it. supplier's name he will put. If it is cash, I have taken cash, I have put cash. Okay, whatever you have debited, this one, CGST, SGST, I have debited, no? This is called as ITC. What is this?
ITC.
ITC means what?
Input
On input, we have taken the credit. This is debit, but from the government angle, you have to see the government will also maintain your passbook. For each transaction, the government will also be maintaining some passbook. Okay, there it will be credited. That is called as ITC. This is the ITC. Okay, when you have purchased the TV, you will donate to some trust. You will donate this TV to trust. Will you receive any amount if you donate? If you donate to any trust, you will receive any amount.
No, sir.
That is without consideration, right? Okay, without consideration, if you supply, donate means supply. If you supply any goods, here they call it as business assets. Is it not your business asset TV? TV is not the business asset for the dealer.
Yes, sir.
If any business assets has been supplied without consideration, on which you have taken the ITC. This is called as availment of ITC. What is this? Debiting the tax is called as availment. Okay. Availment of the ITC. Then even if you are supplying, that means donating to any trust without consideration, this become supply and you will have to pay GST on this. How much GST you will pay? You will pay this. The same GST you will pay on this supply also. That means this donation will be deemed to be supply. Understanding? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very simple. See, whatever the goods you are giving to others without consideration of that goods, when you have purchased, you have taken the ITC. Supply, you will have to make the payment of the GST. That is what they meant. That means free. Donation means free. Free means without consideration. See, now you need to understand the logic. Okay? Your siblings will be running one trust. See, understand the logic here. Why the government has put this provision. Your siblings, one of your siblings or your friend, I will take. One of your friend is running a trust. And he will tell you, I want TV. Please get me TV. what you will think, oh, if he buys the TV, he will not use it for any his business. Hence, whatever the tax paid by him, it will go to government, no use at all. You will scratch your head entire night and you will come to a conclusion. Let me buy 100 TVs. I will take the input tax credit. I will keep it with me for 2 days. Then entire 100 TV I will give it to my friend who is running the trust as donation. Whatever the tax I paid on the 100 TV, I will utilize those credit while making the outward supply to the other persons. The TV dealer will supply the TV to the other person. No, I will make that input so that my tax burden will come down. On that note, he can reduce the tax. Then Modi thought, oh, this can happen. Let me frame a provision. Hence, they have decided to put this provision. Whatever the supply you make of business asset without consideration, on which if you have taken the ITC, you will have to make the GST payment of that supply by deeming it as supply only. Supply means sale. Without consideration, you are doing supply of the business assets on which you have taken the ITC. You will have to make the payment of GST to the government. They made. Then what happens? If the dealer, will he give donation to your friend? Will you give donation to your friend if you end up paying the same amount to the government?
No.
No. They have, what they have done, they have restricted these kind of transactions. That is the logic behind bringing these kind of provisions. See, we are all human beings. We are very, very honest to the government. Wherever possible, we will fool the government by not paying the taxes. And we will say, government has not developed anything. Right? See, I don't want to discuss the other part. Okay, you guys have understood what is that other part. Most of the politicians will eat and go. That is the tax amount only. I am not going to discuss. But from the positive way, this is why they have included. Now I am coming to this PTDOTA. PTDOTA means first letters of these things. P means permanent transfer or disposal of business assets. Okay, here I have given some examples also. Okay, I showed one example which is different from this. Second one, in the schedule 1, we have seen first one. Okay, second one, supply between a related party or distinct person. What is that? A related party or distinct person in the course or furtherance of business. What does it mean? Means once you qualify as a company secretary, assume that you will start practicing. Okay. I will be your client. I will be your client. Since I am your lecturer, whatever the supply you do, you will not charge to me because I am outsider. Okay, you will not charge, no consideration, no supply. Okay, assume that you are running an hotel or some provision stores. Reliance is yours only. Will you buy provision from outside, or you will take take the necessary provision from Reliance itself? When you have the Reliance Mart in your name,
From Reliance itself.
Reliance itself. Okay. You means you are the owner. Your spouse or children or any other family members will come, take the necessary provisions from your store, and they will go to home and they will cook on daily basis or monthly basis. Will you charge for that? Will you charge if you are running a provision stores? If your spouse comes, takes 10 kgs of sugar daily, will you charge the same price, or will you give it as free?
Free, sir.
Free. That means it is without consideration, right?
Yes.
Yes. Is your spouse a related party?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Now we need to understand who are all comes under related party. For that, we have given a short name as scope. What is that? Scope. Scope means what? Shareholding minimum of 25%. That means any person who holds 25% of shares in one of the company, and that company supplies any goods to that shareholder without consideration, then that transaction between the company and that shareholder becomes an supply. Okay. Second one, control. Control means holding and subsidiary. Holding company and subsidiary company, if they do the transaction mutually without consideration, then that transaction will also falls under supply. O, officer or director. If the company supplies anything to the officer or director without consideration, whatever the company supplies to those officer or director also supply. Partners. If the firm supplies any goods or services to the partners without consideration, then also it becomes supply. E means employer and employee. You will get the question on this. Employer and employee. If any employer supplies any goods or services to employee, it is without consideration, it is treated as supply. Provided the value of that supply should be more than 50,000, then only it will be treated as supply. Otherwise, it will not be treated as supply. What is that? In case of employer and employee, you can supply up to 50,000 rupees to the employees. Beyond 50,000, if without consideration, is considered as supply. And you will have to make the GST payment. Who? The person who is supplying the service or goods has to make the GST payment to the government. I think I told you to remember this. Yes or no? I told you guys, no? Remember this one, it will come. Huh. Which of the following would be treated as deemed supply? Deemed supply of goods or services.
Gift by employer to employee exceeding rupees 50,000.
Exceeding rupees 50,000. Here, what is that? Up to 50,000 is not supply. Above 50,000?
Not considered as supply.
considered as supply? Answer A. Okay. I will come to these things. You guys, by seeing only, you can understand. Funeral service means what? Lost travel. That one. Will the driver ask the deceased person to pay GST and then sleep? No, right? No GST. Sale of land, it is immovable. ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಗ್ಬೇಡಿಪ್ಪ ಆಮೇಲೆ. Sale of land, it is immovable property, not an supply. These three comes under schedule 3. These three BCD will comes under schedule 3. I will explain there. Okay. Next, scope ಆಯ್ತು. SC means spouse and dependent, spouse and children. Who are dependent or not children, they are also covered. And family, always family will be playing PUBG, right? Who are those? Your parents, your grandparents, your brothers and sisters. If they are dependent, underline this. If your brothers and sisters, if they are dependent only, if you supply anything without consideration to them, then it will be comes under this provision. That means it will be treated as supply. If they are not dependent on you, if you give it as free, without consideration, free means without consideration, then it is not supply. Understood? Family will take the scope, the related party meaning. Family means what? SC, Supreme Court. Always Supreme Court. Who is the ultimate authority in the home? Is the husband or wife?
Home Minister, the wife.
Wife. Okay, spouse. And children. PUBG. People will be, the family members will be playing PUBG. Parents and grandparents, because they are old, they will play. Brothers and sisters, if they are dependent. See, PUBG means P means parents, G means grandparents, B means brothers, S means sisters. SC means, S means spouse, C means children. These two are covered under family. Apart from that, these 5 scope. Please remember these small wordings, because we will be using so many of these things like this. It is highly impossible to remember most of the things in GST. That's why I have framed all these things. Okay, we will stop it here. In the next class, we will continue from this. When is your next class?
Thursday.
Next Thursday. There is no leave, I believe. Vijayadashmi is on 5th, right?
Yes, sir.
I think 6th we have class. That means no holiday. Okay. Thank you so much. We can meet up on next Thursday. We will continue from this.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ
To whom you are asking?
ಸರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ
ಯಾವುದನ್ನ?
ಅದೇ ಈಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ GST ಇದು
ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ ಶೀಟ್ಸು.
ಓಕೆ
ಆಯ್ತಾ? Once I finish off to some particular chapters, then I will share some of them, because almost 18-19 tabs I have made. ಅದು ಏನು ಅರ್ಧ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಅರ್ಧ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, 17-18 ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ಆಗ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೇರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ,
ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಯುಧ ಪೂಜೆ ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ವಿಶ್ ಯು ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟು ಯು.
If busy, don't disturb. I know. Hey, what's going on in the class here? Are we studying tax or are we studying BSc history, BA history? Hmm? So- Sometimes I feel instead of CS executive class, we are in BA history honors class. No, that's what I'm thinking. Is it tax class or it is BSc honors class? I'm thinking BA history honors class. If this is if this is the way it is going to be, then dead sure that if we listen these classes, then we will lose the text law paper exam. If this is the way it will be continuing, then we will definitely lose the text law paper exam. Most of them will lose the text law paper. I will record the class.